Hello there, and welcome to the War Factory for today, January the 12th, as usual. I don't know why usual. Shoot, I can't even say usual. Usual is what I was aiming for, because I heard it in a movie. As usual, coming at you unboosted. As not usual, trying something a little bit different. So normally what I try to do when I do these War Factory attacks is minimize the number of GBE attacks, minimize, the amount of reliance on high-level artillery and barrage to clear buildings and stuff. And I try to throw like extra troops at it so that even if you're a few HQ levels lower, or your statues aren't as good, or you're just an Ice Queen and you don't have the offensive boosts to make certain things happen, I try to make stuff that like everybody can kind of use. But I was talking to a guy in the task force last week after my last video, because I was like, that was super easy, I love all those cannons. And he was like, but you lost so many troops. And I'm like, yeah, they were all riflemen, I'm good with that. But he's like really strapped for gold, and he's still trying to upgrade troops and stuff. And he's like, yeah, man, basically my entire goal with War Factory is to get as much loot as possible without losing any troops at all. And I was like, well, challenge accepted. Alright, this is a little bit different, let's give it a shot. So this week, as unusual, yeah, we're leading off with a couple of nice easy GBE attacks to fry some fools. Now this strategy still it still works if you've got lower level damage on your artillery barrage or less GBE, because one, obviously don't waste a barrage on the shock blaster, because that's just stupid. And also two, don't waste your GBE on those mortars. I kind of blew up the mortars because I was like, they're hurt. And I have so much GBE. With these statue changes, I'm just like, I'm drunk with power. I don't even know what to do, honestly. It's ridiculous. But yeah, so like, you can leave those mortars standing, because if you clear the boom cannons and the flamethrowers, you can go up towards the very back corner along the top, and you can actually outrange the majority of those mortars. They might be able to toss a few at you, but nothing too crazy. So once you've downed everything around the HQ, in my case, it's been turned into a single shock attack. Once it's a single shock attack, now you get to actually land your troops. Now, don't get over anxious and drop your troops like I did, because as you can see, I just lost 6 Zookas right off the landing, because I was just like, and throwing flares around. I didn't let them gather up properly on the pins, and like, it all went bad. So step number one, after landing, don't do that. That'll save you 6 Zookas right there. And then one shock on the machine guns and the shock blaster. It'll take them all out, and throw some critters around, because why not? And just like that, boom boom, you've got a one War Factory with a grand total loss of, wait for it, wrong thing. Grand total loss of 11 Zookas, 6 of which were just my impatience, which, you can avoid. I figure a War Factory for the cost of 6 Zookas seems completely fair in the grand scheme of things. But hey, that's just me, I don't know. Anyways, because the GBE attacks are so fast and all the things, and I decided, what the heck. I'm going to throw in some task force attacks. We're doing stronghold. Nothing special. We did choke earlier. I think I have some footage for like another video from that. But I absolutely loved this attack, and I wanted to share it because it really is a fantastic job by Mr. Underhill, aka The Hobbit, aka Bilbo, aka... Actually, is it rude to call someone a hobbit? Like, I don't know. Is that an insult? I don't know. Like, I'm going to assume not. It's not intended as... Come on, the dude chose Underhill for his name. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Now, if he had gone with big feats, that would be something very different. Now, all of this doesn't matter. Back to the task at hand. Great success. So... He went over to the right-hand side, blew up the rocket launchers, which would obviously do bad things to his poor Zookas, and then just kind of let them farm up some GBE as they went further in, you know, nailing some power cells, and then drops a flare a little bit too far away to really hit the core, and he knows this, so he waits specifically for the flare for when his smoke is about to like wear out, and then right away throws the shocks onto the rocket launchers and the, I guess, machine gun slash mortar, and then throws out critters so that when the rocket launcher comes out of stasis, or out from being shocked, or whatever you want to call it, it turns and it whacks the critters first, leaving his Zookas to finish off the base. Just a great attack. Like, the aside from like the live stream turn of the Zookas, you know, like just marching them through and then turning, which I think is like, it doesn't look hard, but it can be incredibly difficult. It's one of those like fine skills that just, when you can utilize it in your attacks, makes life so much easier. Anyways, before I go and get all friggin' philosophical about Zooka attacks and whatnot, I also wanted to show this attack on Paradox by Slaying Mom, who at one point I think left the task force, and I mentioned he left the task force and made fun of him for leaving the task force, being all like, he sucked, he couldn't boom anyways, nah. Well, now he's back in the task force, so that's super awkward. But the good news is he's back in the task force, and if he keeps pulling off attacks like this, we are better off for having him. And I know it's a team ed attack. It's not, you know, like super flashy like an AZ smoke job to do something crazy and blah blah blah. But you know what? It doesn't have to be flashy to be beautiful. Same goes for cars. Just FYI, for the record. I'm not going to get into it. So, he is exactly what you need to be with the team eds. He is methodical, he is careful, he is slow, he positions his troops fantastically. He keeps hugging over on the left-hand side so that all of the rocket launcher targets his tanks, and all of the rocket launchers target his tanks and spend their load, which keeps the medics close and, you know, prevents the medics from getting stuck in the middle of nowhere healing each other because there's a rocket launcher kicking the crap out of them. So he does a great job of keeping his tanks in between the rocket launchers and the side of the map, and he crawls up the left-hand side there and then just kind of lets his tanks venture forth doing their thing. And you'll notice not a lot of assistance going to the tanks. Like, the tanks are kind of out there on their own, and they got to carry their own weight. And the reason for this is because he is now blowing all of his load, his GBE load, on two boom cannons that are right in front of the HQ to make sure that, you know, they're dead. And it's safe for his tanks to set up shop on the core, which is fantastic. You can actually see the husk of one there and another one that is just within an inch of life. I'm not gonna lie to you, my OCD is kicking in like turbocharged, just being like, one artillery, bro, just kill it, kill the damn cannon. And I know he doesn't have to kill a cannon, and I know it's not gonna get him anything, but oh, just kill the cannon. Oh, it hurts. It hurts. The burning. The burning. Okay. I had to center myself, you know. Especially because he's blowing GB on the corner. Regardless, this is Slaying Mom's first solo for any task force attack. So, awesome. Congratulations, man. It was a great tank job. And I should know, I've tanked once or twice. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully it's been entertaining. And most importantly, hopefully you guys have a fantastic day.